Sup my dudes, Valkyrja. Today we're going to be solving Giga Dan's biggest weakness according to you guys. I saw this all over my comments yesterday about how skill points are going to be, and skill point efficiency is going to be Giga Dan's main issue. And before I get into that, there's one thing I want to talk about with my video yesterday. I simply forgot that his Giga hit is a basic attack, which means it can only go up to level 6. So even though I had the level 10 values initially in the pinned comment, somebody in the replies pointed it out that yes, it can only go to level 6, and they're absolutely right because it is a normal. So at level 6, it's a 500% hit with a 250% or 180. So at level 6, it's a 500% hit with a 180% adjacent hit. So still a very high multiplier. And then the calculations we're doing at 3k attack with 120 crit damage with everything plugged in we had before, 71k single target, 25k to adjacent, 51k to both adjacents, for a total of, if you're hitting 3 targets with it, 122,000 damage with just himself at 3k attack, 120 crit damage. That's kind of insane to me. That's kind of insane. But I want to talk about the skill point usage today. So we're going to be going over skill point usage and how to make a skill point efficient team so you can generate 3 skill points per turn. This team I'm going to be running isn't going to be inherently strong. I just want you guys to just kind of see what I'm talking about, seeing ways to kind of supplement it. So we're going to go to just a baby floor just because we just want to see the rotations and we just want to see the skill point usage. So we're going to go here and we're going to bring in Gamba Girl first off. Then we're going to bring in Ting, Clara, and then Locha. Now, if you guys don't have Clara, you don't have Locha, that's fine. The main thing here is Clara functions off of just normal attacking. Locha functions off of just normal attacking. He doesn't need to use skill points to heal people. She doesn't need to use skill points to do damage. You don't need them to accomplish this goal. Basically, if you have like Natasha, and you have Natasha on the 4-piece healing set, which gives you 1 skill point to start the round to play with, that's going to be extremely beneficial for running a healer, and it's going to be really good. Or you have a character like Luca, who Luca just wants to apply bleed really once, and then just use normals and enhance normals to go ahead and proc the bleed. Or you have a character like Yukong. Yukong, not the most skill point efficient, but she's 1 turn on, 1 turn off to take advantage of her enhanced auto. So you can 1 turn up time with the buff, 1 turn down time, 1 turn up time, 1 turn down time, etc, etc. You want stuff like that. You want characters like that. Even Susheng. I believe that Susheng with her E1, I could be wrong, but if I remember right, her E1 does refund the point cost. So that's something to also consider. You just want characters that are going to be skill point efficient. So the way that's going to work is characters that can either refund, or even Arlon. Arlon actually might be a really good pick to look into Giga Dan's team. Characters that either refund or just straight up don't use a skill point would be really good. Our characters that function off normal attacks, like Sampo, he can apply wind shear off normals. Characters that function off normal attacks are characters that basically refund their skill points or don't consume skill points, etc. are going to be something you want to consider. Now, for absolute most uptime, something like this is absolutely needed, yes. You only want something like this, and I don't have the 4-piece healer set, so I wouldn't even have 100% uptime with this team. If I wanted 100% uptime, absolute 100% uptime with a very efficient team, then I would have to swap out Ting for like Sempo and just normal attack with Sempo. But we're going to be running Ting anyways, just to kind of showcase this off. So this is what I'm talking about with skill point efficiency. You just have to know what you're doing with your team. You have to build your team around having a skill point efficient setup, and then you just go from there. Because of this, I do believe Ting is going to be his absolute best partner. We're just going to go ahead and start the fight, because like I said, this is more so about the rotation and not really about damage or anything crazy like that. This is more so about showing the 3 skill points or generating skill points, etc. So, and how it's going to work out in the long run. So you're going to need to speed tune your team a little bit. You're going to need to have some with Windset. Windset will help move them forward whenever they ultimate. That way they can help generate more skill points for Giga Dan before it's his turn. So here you can see, because if Giga Dan was not going first, we'd be able to generate more skill points in time before it's eventually his turn. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to buff up Gamba Girl. Give Gamba Girl some juice. That way we can have that going. And then now we're going to do our pretend Giga Dan, and we're going to 1, Use 1. Use 2. She got it early. But let's just imagine she used 3. So now we're at 0 skill points, and we're going to go ahead and do this. We're at 0 skill points. We start this next turn. We're going to be forced to normal here. Ting buff is still going, so another normal. So we generated 2 skill points so far this turn. You can see Clara's doing damage without doing anything, because that's what makes Clara really good. And now we only generated 2 skill points before I got back because Clara is so damn slow. But if you put Clara with speed boots, then it'd be different. Or if you don't put speed boots on Giga Dan, you let him to be a little bit on the slower side, you can generate all those skill points ahead of time. So now we're once again going to try to consume 3, but we're lucky in the times we don't want to be lucky. Of course we are. So then we just go ahead and normal, generate a skill point, normal, generate a skill point, etc. You get the idea. You get the idea. It's going to be a lot of speed tuning. You're definitely going to want Giga Dan much more on the slower side, which could be bad for later MOC floors, but it depends on who you're running him with. If you're running him with Locha for cleanses and stuff, it should be fine if the rest of your team's fast enough to bring him up. And if you have a Harmony character with Dance 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 on, it could be pretty damn good in that regard too. Or Asta could potentially be really good with him as well, because speeding him up while keeping the other keep speeding him up while not running him on speed boots, so you can generate those skill point back. But I do believe skill point efficiency is not nearly as big of an issue as people think it is. You're just going to have to be somewhat creative in your team compositions. You're going to have to actually think about where you put your skill points, how you use them, and who's generating what and when. Anyways, that's basically the video. Thank you guys for watching as always. Just wanted to show you guys this. Just want to show you guys skill point efficiency, how to make a skill point efficient team. That way you can get ready for Giga Dan so you can see those big old nuclear bombs you can drop out as much as possible. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This has been Oppenheimer. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.